If your sales are seemingly stuck at the same level, no matter how much you show up, no matter what you're doing in your business, you probably have a sales blind spot. And today we're going to be talking about what that is. This is the one piece which is keeping you stuck at the income level that you're at right now and is stopping you from getting to those big goals of yours. As soon as I figured out a few years ago what my sales blind spot was, I went from consistent 1K months to a 7K month in literally 30 days, just from uncovering this one shift and this one thing that I was missing because I was so in it. I'm going to be sharing with you the story of how I uncovered my sales blind spot and literally 7 times my income within 30 days of this. I'm going to be sharing with you some client stories of where we've uncovered their sales blind spots and what that has actually looked like for them, so you can potentially find your own through this video as well. And we're going to be talking about where you might have a blind spot in your sales that is keeping you stuck and is one thing that if you could just shift this thing, you will absolutely exponentially increase your income. Okay, so the reason why we are calling this a blind spot is because that's exactly what it is. When we are in our businesses, we are so in this that it's sometimes difficult to see everything really and to take a 360 look at things, to notice our gaps, notice our own weaknesses. It's hard to do those things sometimes, right? Because we're just so in this, and actually it's so easy then for a blind spot to pop up and for you to have something which is really, really holding you back that you just miss and you don't really notice. And it's so tricky trying to figure out what this thing is sometimes, because if you're in the position of saying, okay, I have this big income goal right now, I'm really wanting this growth, I'm really wanting to increase to this certain level, have these certain months, have this big of a launch, but it's just not happening and I can't really figure out why. It's the stickiest position to be in. Also because you are just so in this that it's difficult to even find that blind spot in the first place. And this is something we almost need to constantly check in on as well. This isn't just a first year of business kind of problem. I remember even earlier this year, I had gone 10 weeks without signing a new client, and I took a little audit of my own business and of my own sales process to find, okay, where is my blind spot? Because I can see something is going on here at the moment. So I did a full audit of my own business to figure out, okay, what was happening? Why, even when I've been showing up and selling every single day for 10 weeks, have I not signed a new client? Why have we not had the new sales coming in? And I did a full audit of my own business here, and I noticed a blind spot. I noticed one area where it was really missing, and I fixed this and I worked on this area, and literally the next month was a 24K sales month after 10 weeks of not a single sale. So this is the kind of thing we want to be looking at and thinking about at every single level. Wherever you're at right now, you probably have some kind of blind spot. It might be really small, it might be impacting you a tiny amount, but there's probably some kind of blind spot, and actually stepping back and taking a full audit of the sales process of everything you're doing right now towards selling and making sales is such a game changer to actually finding this blind spot for you and then actually filling this gap, and then suddenly the whole process working really smoothly. So that story I mentioned earlier of going from the 1K months to the 7K month in literally 30 days after uncovering the blind spot, I want to tell you a little bit about what that actually looked like and what I figured out was the blind spot when I actually did this audit for myself. So before I was making 1K months in my business, I had never made above a 1K month. I was working really hard to do this as well, and I couldn't quite figure out what I was missing. I knew that something wasn't quite clicking, something wasn't quite connecting, because I wasn't making the income I wanted to, I wasn't signing the clients, getting the leads that I was wanting to as well, and I could see that just something wasn't quite clicking. So I took a weekend, I really stepped back from things, and I did a full audit and created my just signature audit process from this. And I really just took a look at what was working, what wasn't working, and where were these gaps. And I noticed that for me personally, the gaps were really around the communication of my offer. I had the really great offer, I had the audience, but I wasn't really communicating this very well. I wasn't really showcasing what this was going to do for them, the transformation, and also I wasn't really talking about it super confidently. I was kind of half showing up when it came to selling, and I was half talking about it, and I was lightly mentioning it, but I wasn't really showing up and selling it and confidently communicating and making it clear as well what this offer actually was and why it was going to be so amazing for people. So I made that shift, and literally 30 days later, I was celebrating a 7K cash month. And then the next month was a 9.6K cash month as well. So really, really powerful then what actually just uncovering this blind spot can do for you, because I didn't change my offer. I didn't launch any brand new offers. Nothing hugely different happened. I just figured out what my blind spot was and I showed up and fixed that. And then literally 7 times my income in literally 30 days. Now, this is not just me as well. This has happened across so many clients. Just to give you a couple of examples, one of my clients, she was at 3K months when we started working together, was really seeing that, okay, she was working a lot of hours, but her income had really stagnated and she didn't really know how to increase this, didn't know what to do to really fill that gap and increase her income as she was wanting to without just massively working more and just doing more essentially of the same thing. And we really figured out that her blind spot was in the leads part. But actually, she had really great connections, she had really great past clients, she had really great current clients, but it was in the actual nurturing of those leads, reaching out, inquiring with them, and actually extending packages early, all of those pieces, and actually just communication with her leads was the piece that was missing. So we really implemented that, and 60 days later, she was celebrating a 6K month with 5K already locked in for the very next month before it even started. So she literally doubled her income in just 60 days from this. Another one of my clients had been building a really amazing business with lots of really great offers, had had a lot of success in her business, but she was just working really, really hard to achieve all of that. And we really noticed that for her, the blind spot was in her offer suite and the connection between each of the offers, because she had lots of different things, but they weren't flowing into each other. So there wasn't that natural customer journey through each of her offers. She wasn't retaining people as long as she was wanting to. So all we did was fix these gaps in between the offers essentially to make it really easy for someone to flow through her world, to jump into the lowest ticket offer and move towards her highest ticket offer. That is one of the big changes we made. And literally from that, she had a 6-figure cash year while working 50% less than she had the year before. So she was able to take half the time off that she was already working and literally still have a 6-figure cash year, because it was so easily connected, all of her offers now, and it made it really easy for her to retain clients and to actually get more sales from the stuff she was doing anyway. So we really fixed that blind spot for her. And again, the reason why we call this a blind spot is because all of these clients had looked at their businesses and they thought the problem was one thing typically, but actually it's a completely different thing. And we just need to do an audit to really figure out what is going on for you and what is that one piece which is a blind spot, aka you're not noticing this right now. And actually, when you fix that, when you fix the actual correct problem of what is actually stopping you from increasing your sales, it makes it really easy to increase your sales. And if you've watched any of my videos before, you know I am all about actually doing less and not needing to do more to be able to grow more, get new clients, make more sales, all of those things. And these are perfect examples of that, where actually it hasn't been about doubling your hours put into the business to actually double your income. It's just finding the right place to spend your energy and time, aka your blind spot, and actually fixing that to exponentially increase your income without actually you needing to work a whole lot more. It's not just putting in more hours for the sake of it. It's actually finding out what is the problem that needs fixing right now and going ahead and fixing that. And that's why I've just opened some spaces for something very exciting, my sales blind spot audit. So this is a one-to-one call where we will sit down and look over your sales process, and we will actually figure out what is your blind spot right now when it comes to sales. What is the thing in your business which is holding you back from getting more sales? Could be mindset related, could be strategy related. We're going to take a 360 approach and look at everything that is going on, and you're going to walk away knowing where your blind spot is, where you actually need to focus your time and energy to actually see results from this, and stop guessing what isn't working, what is working, what you should do more of, what needs to change, and actually just have an expert opinion on this overall situation and look 360 at your business and tell you, okay, here's your blind spot and here's how we're going to fix that. This audit is so incredible because it literally gives me one-to-one time to get my eyes on your business. So as soon as you book in your audit, I will send you a form. You will fill out that form telling me about your sales journey at the moment, essentially, of where are you sending clients? What platforms are you using? What are you doing at the moment? What are your observations and thoughts on what has been working, what hasn't been working? And then from there, I'm gonna take a review over everything in that form and everything that I can see publicly in your business as well. And then we're gonna get on our call together and we're gonna have 45 minutes to talk through what is really working for you at the moment, what you can double down on, and then also what do I see as your blind spot right now? What is your piece that actually, this is the bit that needs to be resolved. This is the missing piece for you right now in really skyrocketing your sales and is keeping you stuck. And then what is the action plan for actually resolving that? So you're going to walk away not just knowing where your blind spot is, but also having a really clear plan on how you're actually going to resolve that and how you're going to fill that gap so you can have really big results over those next 30 days after we've had our audit. And this means the best part, no more guessing, no more trying to guess and figure out what isn't working for you at the moment. Where are you getting stuck? Why haven't you made those sales? Why didn't you have this big of a launch? We can actually figure out what is going on for you and take that just holistic approach and get one-to-one, my eyes on your business, to figure out what is going on here and give you a really clear plan moving forward as well. So I've opened up just a few spaces here for this sales blind spot audit. Again, this is one-to-one with me, so these will go fast. If you're interested, go to the link in the description and schedule your audit there. As soon as you sign up, I'll reach out to you and I will send over the form, and then we will book in our call to have our audit together. If you have any questions on the audits, of course, feel free to reach out via Instagram or send me an email, and I look forward to checking out your business soon. So let that be your reminder to go check in on your blind spots and actually pay attention to what isn't working and actually just take a second to audit what's going on rather than guessing and hoping that this is going to be the thing which fixes things for you. Actually figure out what is going on for yourself and actually take a look over your blind spots sometimes, because those are the sneaky little things which do actually really keep us stuck in business and make it so that we need to work a huge amount more to actually see growth when we don't really need to be doing that. We could just be fixing the blind spots instead. Thank you so much for watching. Again, make sure you go and schedule your audit below. These spaces will go fast, so make sure you book that in ASAP, and I will see you in the next video.